Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Afternoon Tune. I'm your host, Josh, and with me is my two co-hosts.
It's your boy, Chayse.
And it's your boy, Nick.
And we got a good show for y'all, short and small, right now. We're just going to be talking about the Mandalorian newest episode, the Heiress. We're going to be talking about
the Heiress.
PS5. The Heiress, Heiress. And we're going to talk about the PS5. I got it, so just going to be discussing that. The other guys, they didn't get it. I'm privileged, I picked it up, and did my nice little pre-order.
Dude, quit dancing around it. Just say what you want to say. Just call us broke motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, of course not. No, of course not. Some people just aren't as lucky, to get it. Other things come up. I get that. I understand.
Sounding a little conservative there, guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Nexo say.
I just was lucky.
Nexo say the poor kids.
I just was.
The poor kids are just as talented as the white kids. That's a quote by Josh.
Yeah.
Okay, Jared Kushner.
I pre-ordered it, picked it up at Best Buy yesterday. It was funny, I went there super early, got it, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, where'd you get that?" It looked like a lot of parents who was trying to get it for their kid, a lot of older people. It's like, I pre-ordered, I don't know, maybe you peasants aren't lucky enough to do that, smart enough to do that, but I did that.
Tell people you pre-ordered it, then you have to explain the concept of pre-ordering to older gentlemen.
Try to help them know the difference that there's a PS5 and that's not the PS4. You want to get the PS5, not the PS4.
Yeah.
then you got to break down the digital version or the one with the disc drive.
This version. Yeah. Depends on what you want. It didn't look like they had those out for display, or they were selling them on the floor. It looked like they were only just having people come in and pick them up. It did look like they were selling the Xbox Series X on the floor.
Yeah, of course.
I think I did see a display for that one. I don't know if they just assume nobody cares about the Xbox Series X enough for people to pre-order it or not, or because I think they just had that on the floor. That's what it looked like to me. So, but I didn't see anybody gravitate towards that. But everybody was just talking about the PlayStation.
Is anybody gravitating towards the Xbox Series S or X or whatever it is?
I saw some people online vaping. With it, so that was pretty cool.
Turn it into a hookah.
Blow some yeah, you know what I mean. So I saw some people do that with it. So you could do that, or you could sit your,
I saw people grilling their or cooking eggs on it too.
Cooking eggs on it.
Yeah, man.
So it's a multi-purpose device. You can cook eggs on it.
It's like a very versatile thing. But... It's like the new Instant Pot.
Yeah.
You can use it as a nightstand. You can put your coffee cup on there. Use it as a coaster.
Use it as a hot plate for soup.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's multi-purpose. So I appreciate that. Because you're definitely not going to be playing games on that mode.
What games would you even play on there?
Now, I'm not going to hold you. I got the Xbox Game Pass, which is not the console, just the Game Pass for $1, because it's like $1 for the first month or so.
Yeah.
The biggest steal for a PC user ever. You can get all of the Xbox games in better quality, and for pretty much just the $15 or like $9 that you pay. So like you're paying like Netflix chump change to play all these games. So
that is pretty good.
That is
pretty good.
So
okay, that's a good deal.
Yeah. So if you already have a PC, look into the Game Pass. Stop that immediately. Not regret it.
And I mean, Xbox did buy Bethesda, so maybe that'll maybe turn into something. Maybe they'll do something with that brand now that they have it.
That, or they'll need like 500
that-
different patches before the Xbox X works properly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe under Xbox's rule, Microsoft rule, they'll crack down on that type of stuff and not come out with crappy material.
Will they though?
It needs 80 patches.
Will they
You're too
though?
optimistic.
So maybe, maybe they'll do something like that.
You do realize Xbox bought wow, damn, I can't even remember the name of it to finish this joke right now. What was that bootleg Twitch that got canceled within like 2 months?
Oh yeah.
What was
I
that?
forgot the name of it.
What was that knockoff Twitch competitor that paid Ninja a whole lot of money and then gave him all that money to run away with
Oh shit, I can't remember.
I forgot the name of it.
as they went
Yeah.
bankrupt?
Yeah.
That's how unimportant they were.
Was it pretty much
And
just like
so
Quibi
I don't
or
know
something?
if you want to trust. Yeah, it was
No,
basically. Well,
Oh,
no,
Yeah.
no, you can't compare it to Quibi because at least they had a couple months of a decent run. Like the first Ninja stream, I remember that was like a big deal on there. But like Quibi never hit to begin with. Quibi had like a total of like 1,000 subscribers day one that canceled.
Yeah,
month-
so
the month after,
pretty much that's in the
Mixer.
Mixer.
Mixer, yes,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yep.
Yeah. So
rest in peace, Mixer. Buried right next to Quibi and Movie Pass.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you trust Microsoft, who did Mixer dirty, to help Bethesda clean up their games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, listen. There's always a hope. You know what I mean? Microsoft has made quality games. It's not like they have never made quality games. And I mean, the little smaller one. I mean, maybe that's good for somebody who wants like a first starter console. Maybe if you just don't want to spend that much money on something like the PS5, because it's only the smallest one is like what $300, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get that, you get the $1 pass, like you said, so you can still play some, decent quality games on there for that price, and it's very portable too. That PlayStation, if you were traveling, that game system. So if you're traveling, that'd be good for that as well. If you're just traveling, going all these different places, and just want to whip it out real quick.
Yeah. That's something you definitely can't do with the PS5.
No,
Yeah,
no. I was
because-
shocked just looking at the pictures you sent us how just fucking enormous that thing is.
The joint is
Yeah,
thick.
it's not heavy. It's thick. Yeah.
Triple C's.
Extra thick. It's not really
Triple
heavy
C's
at
and a
all.
capital T.
It's definitely bigger than all my other consoles. Definitely bigger than PS4. You can see side by side comparisons people do of that and the PS4, and I have the PS4 Pro. So it's definitely bigger than that, wider than that, possibly. I like the design of it. I don't know. I think the design is okay. A lot of people I know clown on the design of it, saying it looks like a radiator, stuff like that. But I think it's a decent design, and plus you can take the panels off of the thing, and you can have these custom panels. So in the future they'll come out with all these custom panels, and you can take them off and put new ones on if you don't like the ones you have. So that's a good thing. And I got the disc version. I didn't get the digital version. I wanted the digital version, but because it was a little bit cheaper. But the only one I was able to snag was the disc one, and so that was the one I was getting. And I just got Spider-Man. I had it delivered today. It finally got delivered today. Spider-Man Miles Morales. I haven't played it yet, but what tripped me out is you got to put the disc in a new way. So before, you could just kind of put it in, because I have my PS laying down. I don't have it like standing up or anything, my PS4. So I just put it in, kind of horizontally, like that. But you have to have the disc like facing you, and then put it in like that. You can't have it like not facing you, or otherwise it won't read the disc. So because I kept trying to put in the disc, I'm like, why the hell is it not reading? I had to look it up. Apparently, you got to put in the disc a whole different way than you're accustomed to putting it in normally. So that was kind of a new kind of thing for me to do that. I would say that the user interface is really good. Like the controller, the setup of it is really nice. How you can kind of move between all the different apps. The controller is bigger than the PS4 controller, so it fits in the hand, I think, a little bit better than the PS4 controller does, especially if you have bigger hands. That's one thing about Xbox, people really like about the Xbox controllers, right? You know, it's how big they are. It fits in the hand really nicely. So I think this one is really coming close to having that kind of feel with the Xbox controllers. The game so far I've played on there, I played 2K on there, 2K21. Looks really gorgeous, looks really great. Very crisp. Another game I played on there. Also, you're able to transfer the digital library. Some games you can, some games you can't with the digital library from your PS4. You can transfer over to your PS5. So, like, I guess playing Mortal Kombat 11 on my PS5, Call of Duty Black Ops on my PS5. So you can do it with certain games, not your whole library, but it depends on certain ones you can bring over.
Now,
so, yeah.
Do you see like a graphical difference when you compare the games?
I do, like when I played Mortal Kombat 11 on the PS5, having it on the PS4, I think that colors look better, things look a little sharper. I think I'm gonna get a new TV, a bigger TV, to really soak it all in. So I'm getting a new TV to really, really soak it all in and really experience the graphical difference between the two. So I think, yeah, I mean, I think you would need a very nice looking, clear, LED HD TV to really, really, really get the full experience of it.
Okay.
I think that'd be better. Also, there was this cool thing, called remote play. So you can play your PS5 and then play your PS4, meaning that they connect via the internet. So if they're on the same Wi-Fi network, you can basically just remote play your PS4. You don't even have to use your PS4 controller. You can turn on your PS4 via your PS5, and vice versa. So that's pretty dope. I think that's pretty cool. That added feature. Is there any questions you guys have about it, or have you already kind of looked up reviews already? Already kind of have a good understanding of how well this console is going to be for you?
Well, for me at least, it was more so I was always going to get it. It's just a matter of when. Because I have a whole backlog of games that I haven't even touched that PS4. The digital library in particular. So I'm kind of more interested now to get it a little sooner than I initially was, because I'd like to see those games, slightly better slightly better graphic wise, if I can. But the main thing for me was just holding me back from pre-ordering and buying one right now is because I was worried about the buggy first wave, and the fact that there's little to no games really except for Miles Morales, which is great,
but that game is also
it's not
available
a console
on PS4.
Yeah, and it's also just not a console seller for me, at least. I love Spider-Man, don't get me wrong, but I could wait. I could wait till, say, God of War or Final Fantasy 16 about to drop,
Right. Yeah. I mean, in terms of games, I don't know. I mean, like I said, a lot of the stuff you can just buy for the PS4. You can just buy 2K21 on the PS4. You can buy the Spider-Man game on the PS4. You can get Cyberpunk that's coming up, if it does come up. Fingers crossed again. You can do that on the PS4. So most of the library that it has right now, you can just get on the PS4. I mean, the new Call of Duty game, you can get that on the PS4. So, it does kind of ruin the motivation to go out and get a new console when most of the games you can already just get on the current console you have already. And a lot of people, I'm interested to see how sales-wise it does, because I think I was reading an article that said that the pre-order sales for this already outsold the PS4, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think I was reading some article that was saying that, I believe. So the hype for it is there. I mean, the anticipation, the hype for it is there. There's a lot of people who do want it, especially coming close to holidays, and the availability of it, as far as how many are going to be available for people to get. I assume they're going to be probably putting it in stores, or just have maybe people pre-order it, because it's coming close to Black Friday. Then Christmas is around the corner. Eventually after that, coming up. And plus, I mean, listen, 2020 been a rough year. People need something.
Need something to
cope. They need something to lift their spirit. Yeah, so it's been a rough year, so you need something, you know what I mean, just to drown your sorrows. So people need something. So I'm interested to see how the numbers will do with it and how it compares.
Now,
because the best-selling console for Sony is what, PS2 still, or
I think it's still the PS2.
Like they just discontinued making PS2s not too long. Because I think they were still selling them in like Brazil, like third world countries. And like it's a great console. Like I would pick one up if I could find one, just to revisit some games.
I'm surprised they haven't announced like the PS2 like the little mini console. I'm surprised they haven't announced doing that. I'm surprised because they did it with the PlayStation 1. So yeah.
I can see that.
You were finishing something. Your thought there?
Well, I'm not really that surprised that the sales are much better than the PS4, because like I keep just hearing and seeing horror stories of people trying to just buy it. The people with the bots that got
people
like
with
30 different PlayStations.
People with bots that have like bought out like 100 units of it and are reselling it for like $900, which fuck those people.
Yeah.
To anybody that is reselling a PS5 for like double the price, your mom's a hoe.
And I hope that nobody buys it. I hope you're stuck with all 100 of those PS5s for the rest of your life.
90s, he was sending me something. He showed me some screenshots, and people were selling it for $1,200. People selling it for $900,000, and I'm like, are people really paying that much for that? He's like, yeah, I mean, people are really paying that. I'm like, wow, people are that thirsty to really get this, huh? Like, people don't. $1,200.
Yeah, people don't.
That's a whole nother stimulus.
People don't spend $1,200 on a PS5. Just wait until they have more units.
Yeah, just buy a PC at that price.
Just wait. A lot of the games are still on PS4. You can wait.
But people, they want the latest new thing. Sometimes people like that. Like they just want that. I remember one time I was seeing something on the news. It was when the new iPhone came out. I forgot which one it was, but it was, I think maybe the 7 or maybe the 10. And they were talking to a guy who was waiting in line. And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, I already pre-ordered mine, but I just can't wait. I need to stand here in line and get it so I can have it right now. I already pre-ordered it, but I mean, yeah, but I need to get it right now. It's like, damn, dude, you that fucking thirsty to get this new phone, bro? Like, it's the same phone with a different number on it, bro. It ain't that critical, bro. You ain't got to do all this, man.
Dude, you know what that reminds me of? Way back in the day when Nintendo was being like weird about selling Wiis. They would make people like stand out in lines in front of like a GameStop or a Best Buy or something like that, and like, because there would only be like, say, like 10 Wiis per store, which was so stupid when I think about it. But people would be like lined up People in tents for like days and just like waiting for this Wii.
Jesus.
Yeah, man, it was ridiculous. I remember like having like my parents like that was a good bonding session with us because we were like going through it from store to store to store just to cop a Wii because you couldn't really pre-order it because all the pre-orders were taken or people were, you know, in those lines. But yeah, people just are obsessed with the new thing. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Have patience.
Especially, I imagine getting home and getting a Wii and that being a shitty console.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Like, imagine waiting in lines in a tent for the Wii.
Yeah.
Just to play Wii tennis.
Hey, if you waited that long, you kind of have it coming.
But I guess that's kind of why people are paying $1,200 for a PS5. They could just get
flex on other.
Yeah, people. When they could get a when they could get a PC for the same exact price, that is so much better.
Or they could
PS5.
They could wait a couple weeks and get it at retail.
That too. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it just seems like these people want the latest new thing. And I mean, I have a lot of games I have to finish on my PS4. So I'll probably keep on to that, hold on to that as well. I won't sell it. I don't even know what I would get for it if I include that and all the games I got with it, because I got a lot of discs with the game as well. So I don't even know how much I would even sell it.
I'd be screwed.
Don't even think about going to GameStop.
Yeah.
Yo, I saw the prices.
Here's a nickel.
I saw the prices GameStop was offering for a brand new PS5. That joint is ridiculous. They were offering like $130 for a brand new PS5.
Wow. Holy shit.
To like, so like if you bought it, you walked out the store and you tried to sell it back, they'd only give you $130. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
We clear.
It's insane.
How close is GameStop to going out of business?
Not close enough, unfortunately, because Microsoft bought
Wait, they haven't gone out of business yet?
Or, yeah, I mean, it could be like a mixer thing where, like, you know, Microsoft loves buying dead or dying things. So,
because before the pandemic hit, wasn't GameStop trying to do like fighting tournaments?
Yeah, they were trying to do like
they
were trying to do like in-store tournaments, like a lot of like trading card shops. They have like tournaments in the store, and I think they were trying to do that a lot because a lot of the game market has shifted to just buying it online.
Yeah, digital. That's probably why Sony, the cheaper version of the PlayStation was digital, and then the more expensive version was the disc version.
Yeah,
because I guess they want to push more people towards the digital and just downloading the game.
Yeah,
I mean, how do you guys feel about digital versus disc? I mean, how do you feel?
I mean,
not gonna lie.
In practice, I used to really like buying the disc, but when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of money, so I would like wait a while and buy used games. However, my opinion on that really shifted when I tried to sell my games to GameStop, and they gave me like $10 for like 20 different games. It was like, yeah, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I will never forget.
I mean, maybe if you're a collector, maybe if you're somebody who just wants to keep them for the memories, maybe because some people who keep all their old consoles that they've ever had all the way back since they were kids. Maybe if you're somebody who wants to do something like that, maybe if you could, you know. I wish I still had my PS2 and kept my PS3.
I still have my PS2. I still have my Xbox 360.
Yeah, I had a 360. That's the only Xbox console I ever had. I had a 360. I got rid of that because I just didn't play it enough, all that much. So I had the arcade version of it, and the only reason I got that was to play Gears of War on it, play Halo on it, and I think that's when Mass Effect only came on Xbox at first. And I played that on there, which Mass Effect's doing a remaster too. They're coming out with a remastered version of Mass Effect.
Okay.
Yeah, which looks pretty good. So
I'm gonna get that.
I'm gonna pick that.
I'm gonna get that on the Game Pass.
It looks really good.
Yeah, I might get me a PS5 then. That or when Insomniac puts out Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvel Spider-Man, yeah, for Peter Parker, yeah. Did they do like an update with it where like, so if you already had the game Marvel Spider-Man with Peter Parker, or they did an update where you can see the new face of it, or do you have to get like the remastered version of the game and then that's when you'll see the new face?
I think with the I think that's a case where once you get the remaster, you can transfer over your saved game from the previous version into that. And that's when you get like the new face, which honestly is kind of growing on me.
I still think I never had a problem with it anyway. I just didn't care all that much. I'm like, okay, whatever. He does look really young. I mean, younger than, because in the game you assume he's supposed to be like in his mid.
Yeah, but apparently he's only supposed to be like 22, 23.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought he looked old. I thought he was like 27.
Now that I think about it, it does kind of make sense because he was interning.
Yeah,
right?
because he's a grad student still.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
22,
and yeah, the new face, it kind of looks like a kid in his early 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason Hollywood like keeps casting like 26-year-olds to play high schoolers.
Yeah. So that they look. Do you think? So that they continuously look young. My bad.
Yeah. Do you think he still looks younger than Miles Morales? Or?
I thought that at first, but then I saw like clips from Spider-Man Miles Morales where it had the new face next to Miles, and it didn't really bother me that much.
Yeah. And with the voice, it's still like, you can still tell who's older. Like Miles' voice actor's still like cracking every now and then. Like his voice, like is still growing into adulthood. While and Yuri Lowenthal, he still sounds very young, even before the update with the face. It still looks like that voice is coming out of that character model. Yeah.
And the new Spider-Man game, I've been just really excited for it to come out. I've been looking at a lot of footage of it, reviews of it. The swinging looks really good. Swinging of it looks better.
I'm thinking about just downloading that on my PS4 as soon as I get out of here. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, because the swing looks really good. And I like how he swings different from Peter Parker. You know what I mean? Like he swings like to the side a little bit. He's got a little bit like more, a little more swag when he swings. So I like that. He's swinging around in some Timbs. You can wear Spider-Man outfit. He's got some Timbs on.
You got some Timbs. You can wear some like Adidas Superstars, which are actually coming out, and I can't wait to cop.
Yeah, that was my Halloween outfit.
Sick.
The Spider-Man, like a Spider-Man costume with Timbs. That was me every year.
Yeah. So you can just swing around. The game would be a better than sex if he says dead ass. If he says dead ass, that game would be better than sex. I mean, that game would be. I mean, you got to give it game of the year. You would have to.
I mean, I saw a clip of him petting a bodega cat, so I think he
better
is
than
sex.
Dead
ass.
Better than sex.
Yeah,
right there.
I feel like that's as New York as you can get. Petting a bodega cat and then also having Timbs. Yeah, that's New York. Dead ass, my guy.
It's right now. It's a tie between that and Ghost of Tsushima for like petting foxes in that game.
Yeah, I love that.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you can pet a dog in that. You can pet dogs in there. Yeah,
I'll check it out.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a long time. I haven't played one of those games in a while.
I kind of fell off that franchise once it like got away from its like action roots, and it became more of a RPG. And there's just too much goddamn shit to do in the game.
Yeah, that was like the problem with like Odyssey, right? I mean, I still haven't played it. I have it, but I just remember people having to like make like there was like skill trees and stuff like that. I was just like, huh.
Yeah, it was like
a new take on Assassins.
Like 500 different skill trees, like 500 different side missions. It's just too much goddamn content.
So I mean, with games like that, like Assassin's Creed or games like, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima is a pretty big game with a lot of stuff to do. I mean, do you think that deters gamers a lot, or do you think, as people say, like sometimes they say it's too much content? I mean, do you think that so there is such a thing as too much content?
To some degree.
When you literally cannot progress in a game without doing a lot of the like side content, then it is too much. With like Ghost of Tsushima, you could pretty much just play it straight through the story and be fine by the end of the game. Everything else is exactly that. It's just extra stuff. It's extra stuff that you can or can't do depending on your play style or how you wanna finish the game. With like the last couple Assassin's Creeds, you literally have to do all of the extra content and grind before you can progress with the story at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think what deterred me from playing Assassin's Creed games is because they came out so frequently with the sequels. Like almost every year or two, they came out with another sequel. So that really kind of deterred me from playing those games. Last one I think I played was maybe the third or second one, I believe.
Yeah, I got a while ago I got the Ezio trilogy remastered, and those games still hold up. It's Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, and those games are still fantastic. They still hold up.
The last one I played was the one in France. I can't remember the name of it.
The one in France.
Yeah.
Huh.
I can't even remember the assassin's name. So it wasn't really that good.
Dude, the only two memorable assassins from that franchise are Altair, because he was the first one, and Ezio.
That's
and the guy from Black Flag, which I never played. Kenway?
I remember liking.
I was interested in picking.
I remember liking the Native American assassin. Which one was that?
Was
that the fourth one?
That was 3. That was
3?
like the proper Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, that was the third one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was the third one.
There's too many. It's like COD, where there's like a new one every year.
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting Cold War for my PS5, but I don't know, $70 is a lot. I don't know if I want to pick it up.
70?
Yeah, that's the new price of these new games.
Yeah, I thought about getting Cold War, but playing the alpha and the beta really deterred me. It felt like a giant step down from Modern Warfare.
Yeah. I mean, if you get to kill Ronald Reagan, if you get to try to shoot him, I'd get that better than sex.
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah, let me know.
I mean,
well, the weapons handling and at least in the beta I played, it was kind of like really shitty.
I mean, if there's a mission where you get to take control of John Hinckley, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you got to get you got to get a game 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obvious.
Let me know
you know what I mean? Especially have like a voiceover with Jodie Foster telling you that'd be you got to have that in the game. I mean, that's a missed opportunity.
Let me know if you can kill Ronald. Just let me know. If you can, I'll cop it. If you can't,
but
it's a pass.
Fuck that.
And that's the thing with getting these games, like if you get them digitally, because you have to wait for them to go on sale. Like if you just got a disc version of it, you could like go on and like after like a few months it'll be knocked down. The price will be knocked down.
Yeah.
Which also is a thing, you know what I mean? So that also is kind of, I think they're trying to control the market of the games, like especially like GameStop and everything like that, like really trying to control the market of these games, pre-owned games, things like that.
Now,
trying to push people more towards digital.
You want to know how I got most of my games for free? It was just being on PSN, because they would just drop like a free game every month, and usually those games they're not bad usually.
Yeah, there's like a free game every month. There's like deals going on throughout the year. I think I got the remastered Last of Us for like $4.99 when it a couple months ago.
Okay. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal. I still have to beat Last of Us 2. I still have to beat that.
Do you?
Do you though?
Do you?
Oh, you don't like you two don't like Last of Us?
I love the game.
I don't hate it.
I love the game. I had I wouldn't say a lot of fun playing it.
Right. Like fun as in it was depressing, or fun, not fun as in it was bad gameplay?
Oh, the gameplay is amazing, but it was just like a really depressing story. It's like, but it was also meant to be depressing, so kudos to Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
I mean, did a lot of fucked up shit, but made a pretty good game out of it.
Now, I haven't played either of them, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's more so just like you could play other games before you get to that.
It's definitely more of a story experience than a game. Because I mean, when I was playing through it, my girlfriend, she was like sitting next to me, and she was like intrigued watching me play and going through the story. And then I get to...
She didn't fall asleep.
Then I get to The Last of Us 2, and the perspective switches, and she realizes, wait, you killed all of these people throughout the game. Oh, no.
Okay.
But
So yeah, so I have to finish that, see what my opinion of it is, because I've heard different opinions, but I've heard a lot of good, fair, balanced, measured opinions. I don't listen to extremes. You know what I mean? Because as soon as somebody says like, "Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever made," or I don't even.
Yeah.
You can't take those opinions seriously.
No,
it's
you
just
can't.
like, okay,
Yeah.
that's not a good, whatever.
The truth is always in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, so I mean, there's good things to appreciate about the game, even if you just don't like it. I mean, there's still good elements about the music.
Yeah.
The score is great.
Good.
The gameplay is amazing. The enemy design and the AI, they're all fantastic.
I don't know. I ran into a lot of the same looking people. I mean, there's a lot of the same looking AI enemies, kind of. Like there's that same Asian guy and Asian woman. There's that same white guy I keep running into with the baseball cap. But I'm only like a few hours into the game. I don't know, but I'm running into a lot of the same looking enemy AIs. But yeah, So yeah, I mean, there's good things to like about it. It's not a complete dumpster fire like some people were saying it was.
Yeah, I believe you on that.
All right, so let's move on from discussing the PS5, other video game stuff. Going to discuss the Mandalorian, the newest episode.
So before we discuss Mandalorian, did you guys want to talk about? Did we want to further go down your financial investments, or? Because honestly, I'm surprised you have all this money, dude. You must be loaded.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Between paying $70 for games, a whole new console, and then also the biggest subscriber to a little Twitch streamer known as Nico Lol. I heard you buy her Pokemon card packs, right?
No, I did not buy it. I just watch her streams. I mean, you watch other people's streams, don't you? You watch Twitch streams, don't you?
Yeah. I watched.
And you don't get bits?
No.
Really? You don't get bits to people?
I mean, I'm not like on there like that. Plus, like I'm usually like, if I'm on Twitch, I'm watching one of my friends, and
right. So you don't get them bits?
To be honest with you, I don't even quite know what that is.
Wait a minute. So
is that money? Because
I
don't give nobody money unless it's like a light little sub. I only sub to like
you can
3 people.
So
that are my
like
friends
are like these little,
that I know in real life.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, bits are like you can get like you can do like $1 thing or something like that and give people like a bit, like, and you can buy like for instance like 500 bits is like $7, and then 100 bits is like equivalent of like I guess like a dollar or something, like $1.40 something like that. So you can just do that. Like that's not like a lot, just doing like $1 or something like that.
I'm sure it adds up.
Yeah, it definitely adds up.
Yeah, I mean if you do it, if you do it a lot. I mean if you do it like that, you know what I mean? Like a guy who lost his house donating money to a Twitch stream. I think it was like Pokemon he did that with, right? The guy lost his house, right?
That better not be you, man. You better.
That's not gonna be me, but so you can do that. I mean, and I give bits to a lot of people I follow on Twitch and people I know that does Twitch, people I know, friends of mine, they're on Twitch, like Chill, for instance, he's on there. I give bits to him, stuff like that, help him out because that's my boy, you know what I mean? So I do that. So
yeah, Nico's your girl, right?
I have no problem. So I don't want to say she's my girl. I mean, she's okay. She's cool. And she does, she's, also a woman of color, creator, trying to make it. That's also big. I'm also a person, I'm also a person of color. In case, the listeners did not know that, I am a man who is a, black man, you know what I mean? And Nico is a woman who is of Latina descent. And
Josh, you were dancing around the question more than Mike Pence. Just say it.
You're a
simp. You are simping.
No, that's not.
You are a simp.
I support Twitch creators that I follow and that I like, just like anybody does, regular people do. I give bits to a lot of other Twitch creators.
Okay.
So I don't.
We never said you were an exclusive simp.
We just said that you were a simp, and we need you to know
this. You simping for all of them.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. Supporting a friend in his Twitch channel is not me simping for him. It's me helping him out because he's a bro.
Is Nico your bro?
Is Nico your friend?
I'm supporting a content I'm supporting a content creator who's a content creator of color who especially needs help because a content creators of color don't get a lot of help.
Yeah, she needs help buying new Pokemon cards. Is that what's up?
Needs help buying new games for her Twitch stream.
Yeah. I do the same thing with Double Toasted. I do the same thing with other various people I follow. It's not exclusive to Nico.
Hey man, all right. So for the audience, to give the audience some context, Josh is a what's the right word?
Simp.
He's a simp that projects his simphood onto others.
Nah, that's not true.
And he often has called both me and Nick simps for standing.
That's true.
Great actors.
That's true.
That we
you
respect.
called yourself simp.
There's but through critical thought, we've like kind of determined the line between a stan for somebody and a simp for someone. Like I stand.
There's a big difference.
We stand Karen Fuzara. We stand.
Change it up now.
I stand at least some of the girls from Blackpink. I watch everything they're in. I support them, but I don't give money to any of them through like Twitch or anything.
Yeah,
because they don't do Twitch.
There is no direct financial compensation.
I mean, if you listen to their music, that's supporting them. If you listen to their music, that's giving them money. If you
I guess.
I'm not giving any direct financial compensation to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You pay for Spotify for music. You
We just wanted to make the record straight, everybody. Okay? There's a big difference between a stan and a simp.
All right, people, settle this debate in the comments. What is the line between a stan and a simp?
Yeah, because so and this is what fueled the conversation yesterday. I told Nick. I told Josh. Right? Hey, I just finished watching You're the Worst. Because I'm a big stan for Aya Cash, who's an amazing actor.
You said
he's an amazing actor.
I just finished You're the Worst.
And then you
simping.
said
that's what you put in it.
And then you
put
said
no simping in there.
Because I knew you were gonna call me a simp for saying that I finished it. And I was just like, all right, yo, this.
The only reason I said that
this is a great show.
No simping in it.
This is a great show. But then in the group chat, this man over here is hyping up Nico Lul's stream where she's opening up trading cards and doing impressions of Pokemon. And I'm the simp.
I just said she was streaming, and that was it. That's all I said. She was streaming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was streaming, all right, and you were giving those bits.
Yeah, but
like I said, I mean, she was streaming. She was opening Pokemon cards.
Yeah, but
whatever.
But yeah, leave down in the comment section below. Who do you stand? Who do you stand for? This man watching people eat salads on stream. Let me know in the comment section below. Who do you stand for? Who do you simp for?
And where is the line?
Whether or not if Josh is a simp.
Yes, he is.
And whether or not I, Chase, and Nick are stans or simps. We are stans. There's a clear difference.
Nah. The only reason you watched You're the Worst was for Aya Cash. I told you about You're the Worst and said how great that show was. But then the only reason you watched it was because of her.
It was a good influence.
He initially started watching the show because Aya Cash was in it, but then he finished it because, well, it's a good fucking show.
Yeah.
Because she's in it. You kept watching for her too.
But like, it's like with like Tessa Thompson. I watch everything she's in because she's in it. I watch everything.
So that don't make you say you watch everything she's in? She's in it?
Because she's a great actor, and I trust her agent to find her good work. And
did you watch Men in Black?
I mean, we all saw Men in Black. Oh,
that is the one thing you got me there on. But I feel like we all knew that was a shit show. But there's a difference between standing, simping, what you're doing. That's all we're trying to differentiate. And
just because I give bits, where people—that's the whole purpose of Twitch, is to give bits.
Dude, you're sounding like an addict who won't admit he has a problem.
Yeah.
So what's the purpose? So that's the purpose of Twitch, so you can give people bits, so that boosts their content.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not saying that this is a problem. Nico Lo, if you're out here listening to this, we're not saying that what you do is a problem. We're just trying to explain.
Well, you did say she wasn't talented. You did say she wasn't talented. That's what you did.
I will not.
I think it's kind of an
I will not
unfair
deny
comparison to.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of an unfair comparison to compare somebody who plays games and opens trading card packs on Twitch versus very talented and successful actress.
Yeah.
Why are you comparing the two? Why are we comparing the two? Why are you putting women against each other?
Chase was comparing
this man here.
By putting women against
this man.
This man here. No. We just listen.
That sounds like some soft misogyny.
This
putting
man
women
here.
against each other.
This man here.
She's not. Nico Lowell is not an actress. That's
this
not her
man
lane.
here.
That's not what she does.
This man here found every which angle of the argument to say he's not a simp. It's okay to be one.
It's kind of admirable to watch how Josh is dancing around the question.
I'm not dancing around either. You're not putting a good argument together. I'm obliterating your argument.
Obliterating it. Okay, Ben Shapiro. Okay. Okay, Mr. Facts, no feelings.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just true.
Okay.
But you people in the comments, you let us know.
Yeah.
You let us know why I won this debate. Why I destroyed Nick and Chase in this. You let me know why.
Dude,
All right.
in the comment section, please support Josh in the sense that, like, let him know that it's okay to be a simp.
It's okay to admit that you're a simp.
Simping isn't bad. Simping is king shit, okay?
I mean, so you call it. So if our audience, if we start up Twitch, which we're planning on doing, and they give us bits, that
We're calling them simps.
Yeah, they're
wow.
That's gonna be our trademark name for the fan base.
feel like we got to come up with something else. Because pretty sure that's
because that's it's an overused word.
It very much is.
But we're just sick and tired of Josh abusing the word and calling us simps.
You call yourself simps.
So,
You called yourself that.
in a joking fashion.
Right.
But this is no joking matter anymore.
It's a joking fashion when it comes to you. That's a joke.
Yeah.
All right. But I don't pit women against each other. I don't say one woman is less talented.
We never said any of this.
That's what you say. You just said that Nico Lowell is not as talented as Aya Cash, or she's less talented, or she has no talent. And you're comparing her to Aya.
You're comparing tomatoes to the apple. Alright, that's what we're trying.
I never compared the two. I just said she's talented. You the one that compared her. I never said she was.
Okay, this is going.
all right. Yeah.
Mandalorian.
Chapter 11, the Heiress.
Yes.
The Heiress.
Speaking of women, we do stand.
So in this episode, this is the third episode of season 2, The Heiress, and it's directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, who also directed an episode in the first season. She directed the episode I wasn't too fond of in the first season. She directed the episode with the village, where you had to protect the village and everything like that. Wasn't too big of a fan of that episode myself. Thought it was one of the weaker episodes of season 1. So coming in this episode, I will say it is an improvement over the episode she did in season 1, The Sanctuary. I think it is pretty good, a pretty solid episode. Short too, it's only 36 minutes, which is the benefit, I guess, of being on a streaming service, which you can dictate how long and how short you want your episodes to be, whether the content serves it. So this one's only 36 minutes, so it's a quick watch. In this episode, it picks up right after the last episode, where we see the Mandalorian take the frog alien to her planet. There, she meets up with the frog woman's husband. The husband is the one that has information of where he could potentially find a Mandalorian. And he tells him of this bar where he can go to, where he can talk to some of the patrons there about potentially finding a Mandalorian, things of that nature. And when at the bar, you see that he's asking for information, asking has he seen anybody that looks like me in this type of armor before. The patron, the bartender, or the person who's serving him, says that, hey, I know of somebody. You go down here to this place, and you'll find somebody that will know that particular information. So people are just playing hopscotch with just basically information of just a little piece by piece. I know a little bit of this, I know a little bit of that, maybe this guy or this other guy. So they're just doing a little bit of that. Because in the species of alien that he talks to is the calamari, things like that. So when he finally goes to this boat to get the other information, these guys ambush him, try to kill Baby Yoda, try to kill him in the instance, and then Mandalorians come and save him, and one of those Mandalorians is a big character from the Clone Wars animated show. I've watched a little bit of the Clone Wars animated show. I don't know about you guys. How familiar are you with the Clone Wars animated
show? I watched the entire series. I watched a lot of some of the best aspects of that show were when they were dealing with Mandalore. And this episode, it reintroduces a character to live action, Bo-Katan, who is voiced in the show and played here in live action by Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah, Katie Sackhoff. And turns out the wrestler, a lot of people were speculating about her, like Sasha Banks, People speculate maybe she'd be Sabrina Wren, who's from Rebels.
Yes, Sabine Wren, who's from Rebels,
Sabine.
and by that show's timeline, the last person to hold the Darksaber.
Yeah. So turns out she wasn't that character in this. That was like the big speculation coming into this season, that she was that character. But it turns out she's just a regular Mandalorian, as far as we know. And Bo-Katan, as Nick just said, I mean, big character from the Clone Wars show. A lot of history there. A lot of people, know that character. And they come, and one of the things they do is they take off their helmets, which basically is a sign to Pedro Pascal is that is not a real Mandalorian. Mandalorians never take their helmet off. But as far as we see from Bo-Katan, because in Rebels and in Clone Wars, where you have the two Mandalorians, they do take their helmets off, all the time. You saw throughout that. And they said, like, well, the particular group that he was a part of are like very big religious zealots. They have a particular way of tradition and everything.
Yeah, the group that Bo-Katan was bringing up was called Death Watch, which is like this religious zealot group on Mandalore that wanted to bring them back to their traditional warrior culture. And Bo-Katan was actually a lieutenant in Death Watch up until Darth Maul seized control of Mandalore.
So, of course, I mean, it's a shock to Pedro Pascal because, he's somebody that, this particular group saved his life when he was a child, raised him. He's been raised on, this is the way, and, of how you're supposed to be a Mandalorian. This is particularly, he's been taught his entire life. He's immediately, rejecting them and, flying off, and it's like, I'm not going to be associated with you. And then it comes another set piece where he gets ambushed by some more Calamaris, and they save his life again. The Mandalorians, led by Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan, the character. And then that's when they finally sit down and ask for his help in taking this ship, which is a Imperial ship, in order to get weapons, in order so they can bring that back to the planet of the Mandalorians. So, what do you guys think what would you say are your overall impressions of the episode? How do you like the length of it being so short? Just general thoughts on it.
I personally wish it was a bit longer. I loved it, even though I haven't seen Clone Wars in a very long time. I think I saw maybe the first 2 seasons when they were airing on Cartoon Network. It was nice to see a character from the latter end of the show in this show and kind of give me context for what had happened in the back end of the Clone War. Bo-Katan, and also learning the sort of different sides of what a Mandalorian is. I thought that was interesting for anybody who hasn't seen the cartoon or show. Now, I'm not gonna lie though, when I heard that their name was Calamari, I thought that was funny. I couldn't take it seriously. Yeah, Calamari is, right?
Yeah.
But I thought that they were interesting villain of the week, especially when you compare them to the other aquatic species there, because I feel like they're. Is it like Star Wars lore that they always fight each other or something like that? Like
calamari and Mandalorians?
No, not Mandalorians, but there was another aquatic species that lived there, and that a member of that species was helping the Mandalorian fix his ship in quotation marks. And I see a lot of members of that species on the Rebel side a lot. Whenever they're I don't know any of their names.
Yeah, the most famous one is Admiral Akbar. He's Mon Calamari.
Yeah. When he says what does he say? I think it's a trap.
It's a trap.
Damn, bro, you fucked that all.
It's a trap.
It's a trap, bro. Damn.
Dude, it's like I am your father. He doesn't actually say that. It's just a memory. He says,
He just says it's a trap. That's all he says.
Okay. Okay.
Jeez.
Right,
You watch Star Wars?
Chase.
while
Hand
ago.
in your goddamn nerd card right now.
There you go, nerds. I'm going back with the jocks, where we talk about basketball, football.
But the species that was fixing the Mandalorian ship, Pedro Pascal, that was a calamari. I mean, all of them were calamari.
All of their, I thought the people with the squid faces were something different, other than the people that were don't have the squid faces, kind of have like the weird side eye stuff going on.
I think those are all.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked, so let's get back to like the meat of this episode.
I'm cutting all of this. Let's actually get to the good stuff.
Yeah. So what good stuff did you like?
So
obviously Bo-Katan. Learning little bits of like her backstory, and how Mandalore was. It's interesting. I like the lore of it. I think that like the farther the show has gone, the more it kind of has tied bits of the other source materials together. So I think that the route we're going with the show is interesting. I wanted to ask you guys about like the timeline though. Like, how long has it been since Clone Wars, dude?
I think
doesn't this take place after?
I think this is like maybe a couple years after Return of the Jedi.
Okay,
Yeah.
So how old is Bo-Katan?
Like in her late 40s,
How old
I
is
think.
Ahsoka?
I think they're both like in their late 40s, because I think at the end of Clone Wars, Ahsoka was like maybe 17, 18.
How old was Luke in Return of the Jedi?
He was like 24.
I think in his 20s. Okay.
Yeah, because New Hope, I think he's like 20 years old.
Okay, so because I'm like trying to mentally picture things as they happened, order,
Right.
and so it was 20 years after the Clone Wars, basically, around then.
Yeah.
Or 24, 25 to maybe 30 years. Okay. Okay. I didn't realize all that happened so quickly. Like the turnaround with the Empire and everything. That's interesting.
Well, this is also what, like maybe 6 months to maybe 6 years after the fall of the Empire, and the show is
Yeah.
about the anarchy that ensued after.
Yeah, so it says right here, it says the Mandalorian is set 5 years or so after the events of Return of the Jedi, fall of the Empire, and the rise of the New Republic. So it's about 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Yeah. Things like that. Nick, what about you? What do you take away from this episode? Likes, dislikes?
All right, so first off, from Bryce Dallas Howard, man, she has stepped her game up as a director, because this while it initially feels like a filler episode, the longer it went on, the more I could see the threads that they're laying for the rest of the season. Like one of Bo-Katan's main goals here is to like force a confrontation with Moff Gideon from last season, because we saw at the end of season 1, the last shot was Gideon holding the Darksaber, which is from the Clone Wars series, the Darksaber was the symbol of power in Mandalore. That was pretty much, if you hold this weapon, you're pretty much king. And that's how you can unite all the clans on Mandalore to fight for you. Setting up Din Djarin's search for Ahsoka Tano, who's finally being introduced, and laying groundwork for more of Mando's backstory, because he was essentially raised as a part of a religious cult and a terrorist group, and kind of like seeing the different sides of Mandalorian culture and addressing some of the like earlier inconsistencies, like, wait, why is this guy so insistent on like not taking his helmet off when we've seen Mandalorians throughout like Clone Wars, throughout Rebels, they've taken their helmets off as they please.
Right.
And as far as like introducing Bo-Katan to live action, if you watched Clone Wars and Rebels, it's great fan service. But even if you hadn't, it's still a very cool character introduction.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Katie Sackhoff, I mean, she's accustomed to doing this type of stuff. I mean, if you've seen her in Battlestar Galactica playing Starbuck, which is what I mainly know her from watching that show. I mean, she's accustomed to doing sci-fi, being the badass type person. She's pretty much, accustomed to doing stuff like this before. And I think it was a good introduction with her, especially leading this small crew of Mandalorians. Basically, so I thought that was really good element.
And we don't often get to see a group of Mandalorians on the show work together. It's mostly just been the lone wolf, and it was really cool to see like them work as a unit, and how the action scenes with the four of them are choreographed, and how like each one's using their own skill set, and that was really fun to see.
Yeah, and I love early on during their action scenes together, Mando, Jin, that's how you say his name, right?
Din Djarin.
Din
Djarin. He's all kind of like awkward because he's never really worked another Mandalorian to this capacity. So he's kind of being carried for like a good portion of the episode by them. So it's time shows us who the real Mandalorian. But what's I gonna ask?
The action sequence on the Imperial ship was really nice. Like you said, all of them working together as a team, as a unit. And to see, like, we see an appearance from Giancarlo Esposito's character, Moff.
Yeah, finally getting to my complaint from last week's episode. Like, are you really not going to follow up with that? And finally, 3 episodes in, we get something.
And the captain of that ship, a guy named Titus Wilver, who's a very good actor. He's been in a bunch of stuff. I mean, he's a good character.
He's another guy. When you see him, you'll be like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's been everywhere. I mean, he's done a lot of stuff in his career. Sons of Anarchy, Bosch. He's been in a lot of stuff. And it's also good to see, like, okay, what is the Empire doing still now that it's fell? Like, what are their operations like? Who are the people still kind of running it? And you see Moff Gideon basically give the orders to him to be like, okay, well, they already infested the ship, time to just take it down. And him say, like, what was the line he said? The Imperial, long live the Empire.
Yeah. It's very like Nazi post World War II esque.
Yeah, stuff like that. So, and then he kills the other 2 people on board the ship. When the Mandalorians finally reach the ship, Bo-Katan, she's asking him, where's the Darksaber? So that particular group is looking for the Darksaber, because it is a prized possession of Mandalore, of the Mandalorian people. It's a big thing to them. So, and he doesn't tell him, and he just commits suicide.
Yeah, he pretty much says, yeah, if you guys don't kill me, Gideon will, and then, like, takes a suicide pill.
Yeah, basically the space version of taking, like,
cyanide.
Cyanide. Yeah. Basically, the suicide is the space version of that.
That looked way more painful. He was like being electrocuted from the inside. That was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd just rather just do the pill. Just get the foam out the mouth. I might as well do that. So when they complete their mission, Bo-Katan offers to, say, like, hey, if you ever want to, stay with us, help do some more missions, things like that, you can. but he says like I have a mission to that was given to me, and he takes his creed very seriously, his oaths very seriously. He's all in on this Mandalorian thing. Din Djarin, I mean, he's all about it. And he's like, hey, I have a mission to take this infant Baby Yoda to his people, to the Jedi. And Baby Yoda during all this time, he wasn't eating eggs, he wasn't committing genocide this time. And that was a big thing, you know what I mean? People saying cancel Baby Yoda, he's trying to, trying to eat people's eggs and shit like that.
Just shows you how disloyal the internet is. Last year, everyone was standing Baby Yoda. Now, cancel him.
Yeah.
So, but he didn't do that this time, and he was just hanging out. Mandy, he left him with the frog people. They took good care of him, you know what I mean?
Not gonna lie, I was a little worried for the frog people, like when he left them there. I was like half expecting that comes back and finds those two dead and all of their eggs eaten. I was half expecting that.
I was kind of a little nervous too.
Yeah. Just like Force pushes the both of them away from the eggs.
And then just lifts all the eggs.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
He was still eyeing those eggs. He still was kind of, he was eyeing that shit hard. So I was kind of expecting a little something, similar to that, but nothing happened. He was playing with the little tadpole, in the water and everything like that, playing with them, which was nice. So,
I'm happy with how they handled that bit here than they did with the prior episode, because it was too much.
The comedy beats in this episode work a lot better than the last one.
Yeah. Like when the dude he's like a lower level like commander or whatever was telling them close the doors, and then realized that
we sealed them in the cargo control
in a different
hold.
Room.
Wait, where? The cargo.
Like, why on earth would you seal them in the cargo control room? The cargo control room.
Wait, where?
While you're in the cargo room.
Where did you seal them?
I agree. I think the humor in this episode worked better. I thought it was a much improvement over the last episode. Overall, I think this episode was an overall improvement over the last one. In a lot of aspects of it. And the big thing leaving off this episode was Bo-Katan telling him about the Jedi Ahsoka Tano. So that's presumably where we're going to meet in the next episode, Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, hopefully there's not like 3 more episodes of filler before we finally get there. But with this show, I can't tell.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I really hope she. But don't be surprised if it's a filler travel episode.
But I mean, it's gonna be cool to see her like what they do with the makeup on her. Really make her
see very much a fan favorite, beloved character finally make her live action debut, and to be portrayed by an actress like Rosario Dawson. I can't wait, especially because when you add Ahsoka, there's potentially getting Tamir Morrison as Captain Rex from Clone Wars.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting.
It's funny because the next episode is going to be directed by Carl Weathers. It says, which I'm surprised Dave Filoni isn't directing it. Since
Ahsoka is very much Ahsoka and Rex are very much his baby.
Yeah, I mean, because he was the main creative force. Behind Rebels, behind Clone Wars. So I'm surprised he's not directing that episode. Carl Weathers is, but so I'm excited to see the next episode. See them. I hope they bring in Ahsoka Tano. Really excited to see what they do with that character, bringing in the live action. First time the character will ever be in live action before. Any big negatives for you for this episode?
Mostly just the length of the episode. I felt like it was really short as 35 minutes. I kind of wish that this show was more consistent with the episode lengths. Like with this is a semi filler episode, but this is also laying more groundwork for the rest of the season than the first 2 episodes. Even the first episode, I liked it, but it was still very much a side quest. The second episode was just filler. It didn't set up anything. And this, you're laying the groundwork for Ahsoka, you're laying Moff Gideon, Darksaber, all the threads that were promised at the end of season 1. And I kind of wish, like, for episodes like this, they would go like a full, like, 45 or 50 minutes.
Yeah. Wow. Last episode was 6 minutes longer. This one kind of just.
I really wish that they swapped like the length of episodes for the type it is.
Yeah.
So what rating would you give it this episode?
This episode, I'd say it's 8 out of 10. It's definitely the my favorite of the season so far. The best for like laying groundwork for the season, getting into the more overall season arc. And it's cool seeing Din Djarin work with other Mandalorians and potentially lay more background for going into his history.
Yeah.
Chayse?
Yeah, I have to give this a 8 out of 10 as well. It didn't blow me away, but it set a lot of good groundwork. Introduced me to a lot of lore that has even inspired me to finish Clone finally. Give that I'm gonna check that out. And it had good action and it had good comedy beats.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Compared to
pretty much everything you could ask for.
Yeah, compared to Bryce Dallas Howard's last episode in the series, this is giant leap. This is giant improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I could say that's keeping it from a 9 or a 10 is that it just wasn't long enough to fully blow me out the park. I wish it was longer. Give me those 50 to an hour length episodes, guy.
At least 40-something minutes. At least 45.
At least like a solid network,
sound.
44 minutes.
Yeah, you got 8 episodes. You got a lot of stuff to still get through. You know? Give us longer episodes.
For me, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Thought it was a good episode, solid episode. Like the more exploration of the Mandalorian culture, them discussing that. I like the action beats of it, him working with the other Mandalorians, the introduction of the Bo-Katan character. I like the stinger at the end, the whole thing of like, him telling him to meet up with Ahsoka Tano. I think the handling of bringing in a character from the Clone Wars show into live action, I think worked well. I don't think it was too heavy-handed, too fan servicey. I thought that was fine.
There's no big exposition. There's no big exposition dump like catching you up to this character. It's very much taken as, hey, here's this character from Clone Wars. If you watched that show, great. If you hadn't, still a cool introduction.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty good. It's downsides for me. I thought it was, like I said, short, 30-something minutes. Wish they swapped. Wish the last episode was 30-something minutes. This episode was 40-something minutes. I think it may have needed that to explore a little bit more. I would like to see him have some more personal time with the Mandalorians, discussing culture, discussing customs and the different ways of being a Mandalorian. I would have also enjoyed that more.
Same.
So for me, I think there's also some nice comedic beats in here that work as well, that mix well with the action. So I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Strong 7. All right. So is there any news you guys want to talk about? I know WandaVision. I read so they're coming out January 15th. That's the premiere date for WandaVision, which is going to be the new Disney Plus.
Finally, something other than The Mandalorian to watch on Disney Plus.
Yeah, didn't they initially slate it for December?
No, I think that was just like a rumor. I think that people are saying like it possibly is.
Yeah, that was initially a rumor, and if I remember right, release order kind of changed because of COVID. Like with stuff like Loki or Winter Soldier and Falcon, those are like more, you got to shoot those on location, so you'd have like stricter protocols and it would take longer to do. Where WandaVision, it sounds like they're doing a single camera setup, like bringing in like a staged audience to get that like a sitcom feel.
Yeah, live studio audience. They had people come in and everything. Made them sign strict NDAs for it and everything.
So that would logically be the first one to be able to come out.
Yeah. So wish it was sooner though. Wish it was this summer.
So this year really did suck. We didn't get any new Marvel properties.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mickey's got that. Mickey's got the throwing the brick through Kevin Feige's window right now.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, nothing he can do. I mean, it's COVID. Pandemic, nothing he can do.
Jesus Christ, we're fucking dying here.
We're losing money.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Oh
boy. And yeah, so that's coming out January 15th. The other news was Mads Mikkelsen's being rumored to replace Johnny Depp in Fantastic Beasts. I mean, I like that casting. I mean, I like Mads Mikkelsen as an actor. Depending on what they do with him, he can excel. I didn't really particularly like him in Doctor Strange. I thought he was a basic villain in that. I don't think they did a lot with him as great of an actor as he is. If you watch him on things like Hannibal, he's a really, really good actor. So it depends on what good material you give him.
For me, I think what I've read about Gellert Grindelwald in like the Harry Potter lore, he's very much a Hannibal Lecter type character, and I think Mads Mikkelsen would be able to pull it off perfectly. However, I kind of wish that they brought back Colin Farrell to reprise that role, because he was that character before the reveal that it was Johnny Depp. And I was really disappointed when that reveal happened, because as an actor, I'm kind of over Johnny Depp. It was like...
And like, what was the point of the reveal? The reveal? I mean, like...
Yeah, I didn't...
Especially because that character was a lot more intimidating as Colin Farrell before that reveal happened. And first off, completely tragic to the Johnny Depp situation. It's total bullshit that he's getting forced out of that when Amber Heard is coming back for Aquaman.
Yeah. Because the reveal I guess you could say in the reason like he switched identities, because he was a person that is this famous criminal, so he didn't need to change his identity. Because Grindelwald is like a famous criminal and everything like that. So I guess that's part of the reason why he would have been Colin Farrell and then switch back, I guess. Things like that. I mean, the Fantastic Beasts movies,
the first one's
the
great.
First one, I think,
the first one's good. The second one, it's ass.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my feeling. I mean, I tolerate the first one. I think it's okay. I think it's pretty good, solid. I don't want to see... after that, I was like, I do not want to see 4 more movies of this, which is like they're planning on doing 5 movies. I'm like, I do not want to see 5 movies of this.
Shit, I'm shocked Karen Rowling hasn't been canceled yet.
Yeah, I was about to say, does she like owe somebody money or something? Like, what's up with that?
I mean, the movies don't even make all that much money. They've had diminishing returns.
Yeah, it's like
actually, like I don't think the second one did.
Yeah, compared to the first one, the second one bombed, I thought.
Yeah. So it didn't really do all that well. In terms of like, I think Warner Brothers probably should just fire Amber Heard just to maintain transparency, just to be like, listen, okay, we fired him, then we're gonna fire you, just to be like, okay, like, so both sides can be mad at us. We just did it, whatever, and move on. And it's not like anybody walked away from Aquaman going like, man, Amber Heard was the best thing.
No,
Aquaman. So who really cares if you really replace her?
No, she's a terrible actress anyway, so it's a win-win.
Yeah. So I mean, it just seems like that relationship was a toxic relationship. Like both of them they just didn't need to be together. And and a lot of stuff she did was really terrible. Hitting him and I think they did a case where they did say she legally she didn't crap in his bed. I think, right? Like they said that legally she didn't do that or something. She's found innocent, right? That she didn't shit in his bed. But I mean, she did hit him. I mean, that's been proven that she did hit him and punch him and things like that, slap him. She lied about a rape story that she took from somebody else. So I mean, I think you should just honestly, if you're gonna fire him, just fire her. Just to clean slate. Like, okay, listen, we're done with it.
Start over.
Give them both
recast
a break.
Aquaman. No. Recast.
Give them both.
Fire Amber Heard. Just do the right thing, and recast Christopher Plummer as Mara.
Somebody deep fake Christopher Plummer and Mara. If you do that, I'll shout you out, retweet, boast you up. Somebody good do that good Photoshop, do that good fake. Love to see that.
We got to do face reveals at some point so we can get our deep fakes.
Any other big news that was out? That was pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much it. Chayse, his man, he's still fighting the not losing the election.
My man.
This guy is. Yeah,
that's my
man.
guy.
So he's he's still fighting it. That's still going on. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, sure, people. Get out of here. Do all that good stuff. All right, so to all you people out here listening to this, hope you had a good time listening to this. Hey, check us out on all the good social medias, twitter.com/theafternoon-tune. We're on Facebook at The Afternoon Tune. If you want to send us an email, send in a question, comments, concerns, all that stuff, theafternoon-tune@gmail.com. If you're listening to this on YouTube, you already know what to do all that good stuff that supports us, that helps build up our content, the like, subscribe, the comment stuff, that always helps. Let us know what we did wrong, let us know what we did right. Chayse, where do you want people to find you?
You can find me at Mr. Chayse Mac at Instagram or Twitter. Mr. MR Chayse CHAYSE Mac MAC.
All right, Nick.
All right, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Night and Day Nick.
All right, great. So to all you people out there, hope you love listening to this. Whatever time of day it is, hope you enjoy yourself. And don't forget to always
stay tuned.
Tune.
We'll get that eventually.
Yeah.